It's not a path of giving up the drama, it's about giving up the cheap drama. And taking on the drama of greatness. And at this time in history, particularly here in a place like this, there is drama of greatness that has been evidenced on this planet. And there is drama, has been a lot of drama that is the exact opposite of greatness, the drama of great chaos and suffering and violence. And with every thought we think, the Course in Miracles says, it is as though we are voting for which way humanity will go. Because every thought we think, the Course in Miracles says, takes us and everyone around us straight to heaven or straight to hell. But when the Course in Miracles talks about heaven and hell, it's not talking about a condition or a place or something after we die. Heaven is an awareness of our oneness and the peace that comes from that. And hell is what fear makes of our lives. Anxiety and depression and so forth. So we are on a great adventure if we choose to be. The Course in Miracles says that given the state of the world, God does have a plan. God has heard our prayers. He has sent help. He sent you.
Yes.
And that's the bottom line. And He has sent a plan. The Course in Miracles says that God's plan in the Course for the salvation or the healing of the world is what in the Course in Miracles is called the plan of the teachers of God. Who is a teacher of God? The Course in Miracles says anyone who chooses to be one. They are those who have heard the call. And the call goes out in every moment of time and space, and every moment, as I said before, we are being called. We are being called to the best within us, the kindest within us, the most compassionate within us, the most merciful within us, the most forgiving within us, but we're also being called by that ego mind. Stay stuck, stay stuck. In the Jewish book of wisdom called the Talmud, it is said that over every blade of grass there is an angel bent over whispering, crow, crow, crow. But we also know the voice of the ego mind that dominates the planet. The Course in Miracles says the ego speaks first and the ego speaks loudest. And the reason we pray and the reason we meditate is in order to quiet the mind so that we can hear that which is called in both Christianity and Judaism, the small, still voice for God. And the small, still voice for God is that call of the best within us, the divine within us, that internal navigational system that we spoke about earlier. And so we are living at a time when so many of us do feel called, not only to the greatness of our own internal potential, but also with an understanding that this is not just for ourselves alone, that there's a great turning that is necessary now. Just as you get to a point in your own individual life where you realize, I've got to change. I've simply got to change. And something begins on that day. Well, we're living at a time now where collectively we are experiencing that as well. We have simply got to change. And just as individually, when we get to that place of knowing I'm willing to change, dear God, show me I'm willing to change, and we're willing to look at life differently and live life differently, and then experience the miracles that come from that, so we can do that collectively as well. At the beginning of the Renaissance, I doubt that Michelangelo looked at Leonardo da Vinci and went, I think it's the Renaissance. Do you think it's the Renaissance? Nobody lives in an era where they can see what is actually only seen in retrospect. And we do know that these are dramatic times. And we do know that these are times where great problems abound. But we also know that these are times where great possibilities abound. It is almost as though there's a race for time, where there's an intensification of many of the forces of fear, and many of those forces of fear carry a specter of truly catastrophic possibility. But it's also a time which we can also feel as well of a tremendous rising up of something within us in terms of our consciousness, in terms of our health, in terms of our wholeness, and we are feeling the desire to give a great gift and be part of a great transformative process. This transformative process cannot be undertaken in broad strokes. It can't be undertaken because any of us has some plan or strategy that we then give to others, and if only others would carry out that strategy that we've come up with, things would be fine. It's not the way it's going to happen. It's going to happen because each and every one of us, in our own way, the Course in Miracles says, many are called but few are chosen. Actually means that everyone is called but few care to listen. And that is what the teachers of God are. The teachers of God are those who have heard the call and chosen to listen. So to some extent, you have heard a call, and you wouldn't be able to talk like this today.